So if you're in a scenario where you have been unfortunate to damage your credit, whatever the circumstances may be, and I can assure you the vast majority of us have been down that road. If you watch enough content creators, if you watch enough people in the financial industry, whatever the case may be, most of us have bumped our heads at least once with our credit reports and credit scores. We have tanked at some point in life, whether for valid or invalid reasons. We've been there. If you're in that situation, this video is dedicated to you about how you should approach rebuilding your credit. And the first thing out of the gate, in the early steps of this video, I'm going to tell you I am largely opposed to credit repair. I'm going to explain why in this video, but I'm going to also break down to you how you should approach building your credit and where you should focus your time, money, and energy. So let's get right into the content. I am largely opposed to credit repair for a couple reasons. Number one, personal experience from being down on my credit, going through hardship, defaulting on my obligations at one point in time. I tried credit repair for multiple companies over the course of several years. And I had anywhere from terrible to moderate results at best. The way it's sold almost never plays out the way you actually get it. There's always exceptions. But do you really want to sink $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 into the gamble of an exception? You most likely are taking that money. And if you're in a situation where your credit is tanked, the likelihood if you're coming up with that money is you probably don't have that much on hand anyway. So you're taking probably some of your last hard-earned dollars as an attempt to salvage or rebuild your credit, or at least clean it out so you can start over. And you're going to likely want to get what you're paying for or what you were promised. And I'm telling you right now, the vast majority of the credit repair space is full of shit. It is full of a lot of shit. And I'm just being bluntly honest with you. The next dynamic of this is why it's also just piggybacking off what I said. The vast majority of these companies are not even legitimate. They are not legitimate. And it's too damn hard to tell when they are. My professional experience, this is the most important part. Without ragging about credit repair companies, even the legitimate ones don't do a great job. The next component to this is most of them are going to promise you this ability to get this done in a timely fashion, meaning that they're going to promise you somewhere between 30, 90, 180 days that they can get it completely cleaned off, everything sweet, brand new, clean, polished. In the majority of cases, depending on your credit profile and your circumstances, they're going to have a harder time than that. Adjustments from the credit bureaus, creditors having still, good information on you that makes it hard for them to find these incongruencies that they're going to dig for. Some of these credit repair companies are going to go out of their way and actually disturb your personal information, meaning they're going to get you to give them access to your credit reports, your online logins to your credit bureaus, and they're going to literally disturb your name, your date of birth, your social. They're going to literally go in there and create inadequacies and incongruencies to attempt to get things swept off. And it may work. But then on the flip side, what you're not going to know after you done paid them and they got stuff off of there and you're all excited, you're going to catch hell. Because what's going to happen is either the credit bureaus or future creditors will not be able to verify your personal information because you're going to probably have a hard time correcting your name, correcting your social, correcting your date of birth, correcting your address. It's not always as easy as it sounds. So the next component is it takes them longer than they promise or market to you that's going to take. If it does, you end up going from a 30-day guarantee, a 90-day guarantee, a 6-month guarantee to 9 months, a year and a half. They're either billing you monthly or hitting a security deposit, because a lot of times the rules in the credit repair game have changed recently where they really are supposed to collect upfront fees without rendering service first. But they can't function off that cash flow. So they get you to give them a security deposit and they hold on to your money that whole time anyway. So they end up taking all that time. I'm going to tell you what you should be doing and how you should be doing it. Scrap the credit repair for the vast majority of you. Try it yourself. There's too much technology and too many platforms. You can go directly through the bureaus. You can go through several credible websites, that will help you send out dispute letters, give you templates, send them out for you for free or for dirt cheap. and they'll be equally as effective or ineffective for much lower investment. And at least you're trying yourself and you know it's being done on a legitimate basis. The next thing is, if it's gonna take that kind of time and money, we're talking 4 figures in most cases, $1,500, $2,000 is some of the lowest you're gonna see. In many cases, you're gonna see $3,000 and $4,000 for the best top level credit repair. And if you take that money and the fact that it's probably gonna take them 6 months, 9 months, a year, year and a half, you can take that same money and rebuild your credit profile and completely flood it with positive trade lines. $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 is a ton of money when you're doing secure credit cards, secure loans, and credit builder accounts. It's a ton of money. Most secure credit cards, $150 to $250 is a starting deposit. Most secure loans, $250. At most banks and credit unions, which is where I recommend you do them, is $250. Most credit builder loans, you can do stuff like credit builder accounts at $25 a pop. And a lot of them will let you do more than one. So you do the math. You can literally break off 5, 10, 15 trade lines at one time. Start them all at one time with that amount of money and let them all develop positive payment history and multiple different diversity on your account, meaning you'll have installment loans and revolving history, which is major on your credit report. And you can do that in the same 6 months or the same year that these credit repair companies are dragging you along, and actually be building your credit up while these other negative items are aging. They do fall off, people. They don't stay on forever. And even though 7 years sound like a long time, what you're not catching on to is most credit card companies, mortgages, the auto loans, once 2 to 4 years hits on these negative items, they almost don't count. Your credit score still counts them in very much so, definitely. But as far as it disqualifying you from loans and credit cards, after about 2 to 4 years, depending on what you're applying for and what that negative item is, you're pretty much good. So you do much better taking that same window of time and that money and betting on yourself, a guaranteed route to improving your credit, because you're going to be putting so many more data points. So imagine if your payment history is, 70, 80%, meaning that out of all the trade lines on your account, you've defaulted on multiple different things and you have a 70 or 80% payment history, which is the biggest thing on your credit report, biggest metric of your credit score, right? If you get 5 to 10 new trade lines that are each reporting a positive payment every month, how long do you think it's going to take to go from that 70, 80% to 90, 95, 98, 99%? Think about it. Do the math. Over the course of 6 months, a year, if you do 10 trade lines for even math, 10 trade lines, and you do them for 1 year, that's 120 positive payments on each credit report. It's 120 positive payments on each credit bureau, on each credit report. You know how fast you can get your payment history back up. Once you get to about 98, 99% on your payment history, you're not at 100 yet, but your score will start to jump way back up in a positive space significantly. Once you come in from something below 97, above 97 to 98, 99%, it's not perfect, but you'll get way back in qualification range. And again, once about 2 to 4 years passes, most negative items stop counting as much as far as immediate disqualification. So I recommend save the $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 that you're about to throw at some magic bullet company that's gonna 8 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10 times be full of it, and bank on yourself. Get secure credit cards, get credit builder accounts, get secured personal loans, and do multiple of them. Don't even worry about your credit score, because getting all those new accounts is gonna hit your credit score. But in 6 months to a year, it'll be perfectly fine. And all of them will age at the same time and diversify your credit report and give you a ton of positive payment history. It's a simple strategy. Don't throw that money into that black hole with these people who can't guarantee you results or may butcher your credit profile trying to get them done or illegally get it done. So please bank on yourself, challenge yourself, find a quality source to challenge it yourself. Worst case scenario, find a legitimate in-person attorney. Some of them help with credit repair services and challenging things on your report. Try that route. Don't get sucked into the marketing for these credit repair companies. Most of them are full of it. Take that money, bank on yourself, build out your banking relationships in the process, build out primary trade lines in the process, and positive payment history, and credit diversity and credit mix. You're going to win, win, win. And most of these trade lines, because of the type they are, they're secured or they're credit builder, most of them won't need an inquiry. So you're not even taking a bunch of inquiries to add these new primary trade lines. It's a win, 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 win. I want to bring this to you guys because I am absolutely sick of credit repair and the way it's sold to so many of you who are in desperate positions that we've all been in. When in actuality, somebody in the financial services industry, a banker is telling you, somebody who helps with lending, I help people get credit cards, I help with small business lending, mortgages, I help with all of these things. And I'm telling you the most effective way to go about this. Don't waste your money, don't waste your time. To all my pioneers out there, thank y'all for tuning in and coming back in. And to all my new viewers, welcome in. Like the video, subscribe. If you want to support the channel, there's links in the description below for you to take into some amazing welcome bonuses on some referral links. Other than that, I want y'all to stay focused, stay in motion. I'll see y'all soon.
This is JP from Blueprint for Prosperity Network, a channel dedicated to helping you increase your net worth through relationship banking, maximizing your borrowing capacity, the proper use of life insurance, and the ownership of real estate. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm uploading content on a daily basis to help you customize your blueprint for prosperity.